Hello and welcome to the Unfit crew. How are you all doing today?
Good.
Surviving.
Decent. Pretty well.
Okay, so it might not going to be for you guys like that, but for us, it's been a little bit of a while since we recorded something because personal life issues, things like that happened. But yeah, that's kind of going to be past us at least for a while. So we should be able to make a lot more content, at least when it comes to actually recording episodes. So we might actually be able to frequently release more stuff in the future. But we're also planning other things, but that's, again, a talk for another time when we'll have a little bit more time for ourselves. But regardless, beside of that, we're here tonight for the game of, the Unfit crew, obviously. And we're going to start things off with what happened in the last episode. So, in the last episode, if I remember correctly, basically you guys kind of like found yourself in front of like a kind of like a grim like incident, which looks really. I wouldn't say terrifying, but like looks pretty disgusting. Let's be honest. A lot of carts what it called like turned over, a lot of fruits, so like and stuff like spilled over, and a lot of like dead carcasses and bodies of like cows and horses, like they're torn open, and not like in like, oh, they're turned open like somebody ate them and like took something. No, it's looked like pure vandalism, that somebody just like really just wanted to kill things. And you basically discover that this is the work of a Gnoll crew or Gnoll team that kind of like went around and just killed the entire humans that were around that so kind of particular supply run, which is basically they kind of also waited there because they wanted to see if there will be more humans who will come and essentially they'll try to save or trying to find out. And you kind of realize that it's kind of like not really smart for us for Gnolls to be this organized. So we decided to go and investigate after like talking with one of the Gnolls, or kind of like convincing him to tell you that they're going to attack one of the near villages, the small villages that are not on the big map, that they're going to attack that village pretty soon, in about like 2 days time, from what you kind of like realized in terms of like time that they say the next moon will start. So basically that will be like 2 days time after the next day. So you went to that village and you basically talked with the people there, and you decided on a course of action that there is two options. That is either A, go into dealing with the Gnoll camps with full force, where you could suffer a lot of heavy losses, but you want to deal with them full force, or the other option, which is basically defending the village as best as possible. You decide actually to go with the third option, which is leaving your companion Janelle behind and few other people of the village to essentially like deal with the so-called building the defense in the next 2 days. But you yourself are going to try to do as much as damage as possible in those 2 days, kind of like doing some ambushes and skirmishes and just like dealing with the Gnolls, and maybe even able to discover what this wolf spirit that they're talking about that kind of like organized them to attack this village. And that's when we left off. Also, you kind of discovered, which I forgot to say, that there were one particular company called Weggy that is basically the the ones that are supplied this so-called run of carts that is basically got destroyed. So that's something I actually forgot to mention because it is important, generally speaking. But that's pretty much it. I'm hoping I'm saying this correctly. Like, is there anything that's like was confusing or like weird from the things that I said just before we'll actually jump into the story back? Because I want to make 100% sure that we're all on the same page because it's been a while. Anything else that I'm missing?
No, you
don't
got it
think so.
right on the head.
Okay. So, we're going to start things, obviously, after you took a long night rest. I believe you said you were going to finish, we finished the session before you were going to sleep. You said to me that you want to go in the morning next. I'm not sure, unless, of course, you guys want to do something in the night before. I think we're stopped there, but I think if there's anything specifically that you want to do, we're going to start things from the day after. Or should I say not the day after, like the morning after the night that you took a sleep in that village, basically. So, is there anything specific that you like to do? Just if there anything... Okay, so nothing. So we're going to start things in the next day. And the do you have anything else one thing?
There's a certain duck I would like to pat.
That's a given. You can do that regardless. I'm talking about, like, things that are, like, of importance that are not this important. If you know what I mean. The other important things.
Related.
Sorry. Anyway, we're going to start things the morning after, as you all wake up, and you probably, I believe you will probably wake up pretty early, I believe, right? Like, you will not, like, just slack around or do anything. You'll just wake up immediately early to just start things off, right?
Yes, at least Bobby will do so.
General idea.
Okay, so, like, all of you are waking up at the same time, or one of you just, like, trying to, like, you know, just be annoying? I just want to know that, because it's actually kind of funny to me.
If anything, we can roll for it.
We can roll for it if somebody decide to basically be a sleepyhead if you don't want to be, like, you know, he cannot decide.
Interesting, but I don't think I would do that.
Okay. What about you, K-Bolt?
If no one else is going to do it, I'll do it for comedic purposes.
Okay, sure. Then roll for it.
Hey, what should I roll?
Roll a percentage. Let's roll 100. I want to see how sleepy you are.
Okay.
You're pretty awake. Like, you're not super awake, but you're pretty awake. You're fine. Like, it takes you a little bit more time than the others, and everybody kind of like, oh, come on, K-Bolt, you're kind of like dragging everyone behind. You know, you're the last of the squad, but they're not like really angry with you. It's like, he's just not a morning person. It makes sense. He's doing his best. So, yeah, it's not like you're just dragging everybody behind. You're fine. You're just like, I'm just waking up later, and then, like, you, every time you're trying to go back to sleep, and that's the reason for that for working, is like, you, come on, wake up, you stupid Dragonborn! Wake up! Wake up! Stop going back to sleep! Basically, that's the reason why you're awake. Let's be honest, that's the reason why you're awake.
That sounds like the most annoying alarm ever.
Yeah, but the most awesome one as well. Don't talk to me like that, you stupid dwarf. Also, I don't know what happened to my voice. It became like, at the same time. Which is fitting, but still, it's like, what happened to my voice there? Anyway, you all wake up, you all prepare. Like we said, you leave Janelli behind. She's pretty much good for, like, creating defenses because, silk and stuff. But you guys are not going to go alone. There is one person that's going to go with you, and that is the dwarf that was with you, met with you at the meeting of the gates, and the one that asked you what the hell, like, that you don't know your typing, dwarf, like, you stupid dwarf. Like, he told you, Gorgnax, that, like, the one that kind of, like, asked you why you're not know your own people, basically, that one. This is the guy that's going to come up with you. Or should I say come with you?
This is going to be awkward.
Yes, it's going to be a little awkward. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Your kind is so stupid. Your kind of hill dwarfs are so stupid. But they're still useful. They're still dwarfs.
Hey, he's at least one of the smartest in this group.
That's not saying a lot.
I know it isn't. But you know,
Good.
that is, you could write that on the resume, just leave out some of the details.
Write it on the resume. He says that when he's taking for fun comedic purposes, one of his papers, and just like write it down. Write it on the resume. He's one of the smartest, if not the smartest person in the group. Got it. Also, a reminder, Mendel technically have his own armor, by the way, if you decide to take him with you. I'm not saying he's most proficient with it yet, because he still needs to learn to use it, but he has his own armor. So technically you have like 2 pets, I guess, that you can use in combat. But not exactly. Are you taking
But
Mendel, or are you
there's
leaving
one.
him behind for safekeeping?
Gorgnak is very about keeping Mendel safe, so he's not trying to get Mendel in trouble. If he
So
wants to go, then
I guess because he's
Gorgnak
not proficient, he will decide himself that he's probably like just not going to come, because he's like going to kind of like waddles really, really, really slowly behind you, so he's kind of like going to stay there. So like before
Put
you even
Wendell on
like go with,
defense.
so before you even go, you kind of like generally kind of like catch him and like tell him that like you should probably stay, and then you probably understand that what she means is like, yeah, it's probably your duck should stay. I think he's just going too slowly for his own good. He's going to be a little bit of a liability and get himself killed. Let's just say that. So
yeah, and we want to avoid that.
Yeah, there's really no reason to kill your pet or the pet that you're borrowing or whatever that is. Regardless, the point is like we don't want him to die for no reason until he will basically die for no reason. If he is able to die in combat is a lot better than just like dies from nothing. So you understand what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Give Mendel the training arc while we're gone.
Yes.
Off-screen training.
But for ducks is shorter, because ducks live shorter lives. Or more life than you guys, and they're a lot more smarter than us. You don't know that. They might be actually the most smartest creature in the entire universe. Just like mice are the most smartest characters in the entire, or should I say, creatures in planet Earth. You don't know that. Anyway, reference, haha. Anyway, we're moving on into the actual story. You guys are getting out of the gate. And basically this dwarf, which you didn't ask for the name for, he's going to lead you into your... Basically going to lead you. And like as you go along, one of the roads, he just asks you, so what is your guys' names? By the way.
Well, we do have proper names, but you could just name us Idiot 1, Idiot 2, Idiot 3, Idiot 4.
That sounds
Surely
very
figure out a
tiring,
number for
and
each
I'd
one.
rather call you by your own names.
Okay.
Damn, I wish I was 3, but okay. Anyways.
Gorgnak goes to the dwarf and tries to grab him by his collar.
Why? Is there a reason?
What?
From behind or from the front?
From the front.
Okay. Roll.
What should I roll?
Athletics? I guess that's the one that makes more sense to me.
Okay.
Yeah. You're actually able to almost like fail catching him, but then you're able to like really a little catch him. Like it's not even a strong grip, but you're able to catch him because he rolled really low. Anyway, what are you trying to achieve with that? Let's hear.
Okay. So, wait as I adjust my mic for this, because it's going to be loud.
Okay. Don't destroy my ears.
Now listen here, you bastard. My name is Gorgon. You will remember it. Born brought wolf. I was the only wolf.
You're cutting off really badly. I think it's because you're shouting so much, it's like he's not able to hear you completely, so it's like, Oh, okay. Okay. He's like, you're just like, what are called?
It's also playing super soft for me.
Like the thing that like you push a person back and forth here, like when you're holding them. I forgot the word for that. I forget the word for that. Like you like hold a person by their collar and then like you just push them away from you back and forth, like kind of. What's the word for that?
Shaking.
Shaking, right. I don't know why I forgot that word. So you're shaking him, and then he's like, hear half of the words that you're saying, because we're also hearing half of the words that you're saying. So we're going to apply that into the story. Anyway, he's kind of like, okay, Gornak, got it. And then he's looking at, and he's laying kind of like, shake his head and like his look at the rest of you as you guys kind of like continue going along.
Well,
All right.
mundane here.
That's quite a mundane name. Ha 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 ha. You probably heard that joke way too much times. I'm sorry.
It's fine. I'm used to it by now.
This is why he's taken up Idiot 3 quite happily. I'm Bobby, or Idiot 2.
And this one is the one that is always his head in the rainbows and is talking to himself. The Dragonborn guy.
Meet Shield 1.
Okay.
Idiot Prime, or K-Bolt.
Okay.
No, it's actually Jeffrey Colton.
Makes sense. Very good, very good. My name is... Well, my name is not the best name in the world, but it's still a very, very, I think, respectable name. My name is Edric. Nice to meet you.
Can I call you not Idiot 1?
Sure, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a pretty interesting mission that we're going to do. If that is the way that you guys are rolling.
Okay, Eldlich, we're going.
Eldlich? You know what? That's kind of no. Eldlich. Sure. Let's go with that. Anyway, so you guys are going like, a little bit from the village, and it's like, I want all of you to roll for me a survival check.
Hey, I think that's something I'm actually good at.
Oh yeah, you are very good at, I believe in that. 8, 7, 23, and... Why did you... Oh, wait, no, I see
That was
the 8 before.
athletics. Yeah.
And then
That was my athletics. Cool. My survival is almost as good as Bobby's.
Yep.
Nice.
Prime Idiot. Roll.
Idiot Prime.
Idiot Prime.
No, I didn't really feel like this one though. That was kind of the problem.
Come on.
Automatic fail in that case.
I mean, if you want an automatic fail, that's your problem. Okay, so it's still better than Mundane's.
And I'm the one with the highest survival, too.
Yes, that's hilarious. I love it. Anyway, he still rolled a 20. So it's kind of like your guys all combined. Basically, you're able to move through the terrain, and we're just going to cut through it really, really quickly. So he kind of like... Okay, so... Right there is going to be a pretty small Gnoll camp. I need to open up the correct one. Give me a second to see if that one's the correct one. Which one? Not this one. But yeah, he's going to say, like, there is a small Gnoll camp for you guys. No, these are mapped for the future. I'm an idiot. Anyway, which is not something new. Anyway, this Gnoll camp is pretty small, and we're going to start with that one. He said, as like you kind of like Kind of like he's taking you guys basically to this place. This one is pretty small, and yeah, it's still not that small, he said, as you guys kind of like are there. Also, where is K-Bolt's?
You know what he did.
Where's his token? K-Bolt, did you move your token? Good.
Of course he did. He's idiot prime.
Anyway, this is pretty much the...
On this episode of Rank Up Bullies Me for an hour.
2 hours. Anyway,
Well,
basically...
it's half and half, so they're watching half of this, and that's 1 hour. But we get the 2 hours right now.
Don't worry, we'll return with more bullying after these messages.
Anyway, let's get moving back. So basically, this is kind of like the Gnoll camp. Obviously, it's not the most impressive map, but imagine that there was also tents here. I couldn't find like something that was good enough, unfortunately, for this kind of like a mass. But basically, there's a lot of Gnolls here, and he kind of like says, so basically, there's 2 Gnoll camps that are the big ones. This is the smaller one out of the 2. And if we'll be able to hit this one correctly, or at least find a way to deal with that wolf spirit or something that you wanted to do, I don't know why you think you can deal with spirits, but okay. I don't really believe in those to begin with. But if we're able to deal with those camps, or deal enough damage, we might be able to either stop them completely, or at the very least, able to stop them from hitting our village very, very hard. So what is the plan here? He asks you.
We go in and we hit them harder than they hit us.
Why don't
Well,
we
do
just
we have
win?
any things that can do a lot to a lot of enemies? That's probably the first thing we think about.
You also need to take in
I
fact that, like,
fire.
basically, yeah, sure, it looks on the map not a whole lot of enemies, right? But you have to also kind of like take into the fact that how should I say this? Like, you could cause a little bit of an issue that one of the Gnolls will be able to run away and just talk with the others, and then you compromise the entire thing. Basically, you need to take into account everything. You cannot like rush gun blazing. That's also an option, but there will be consequences depending on the approach that you will take here. That's kind of like something I should have explained. This basically, like, there are going to be consequences for what you choose.
Alright, do we want anyone to go and do the choke maneuver?
Why don't we just go Breath of the Wild style and put on our stealth gear, and then not run up to them, but like crouch to them and then sneak strike them?
We don't have stealth gear.
Do we have stealth gear in NDL?
We do not.
Do we have stealth gear?
I want confirmation from a greater source.
I
Do
don't
we
think we
have
even have
stealth gear?
stealth modifier. I don't even think we have good stealth modifiers.
Some of you got good stealth modifiers, but you don't really
Oh, oh yeah, I forgot. There is like a thing for stealth.
But you don't really have a specialized
Yes.
gear for that. Like, you don't really have bonuses or advantages. No, you just have your normal stuff. You just have good stats when it comes to survival, or a lot of luck.
We don't have any boxes with us, so...
We
That's
can't
also
conjure
an
up
issue.
gear out of nowhere. So I assume we're on like a hill, so we got the...
No. You destroyed the joke of Jacollo. He meant that you need to find yourself 4 cardboard boxes. And you didn't have any of them with you. Anyway,
And how many of them have ranged weapons?
I'm sad that joke flew under the radar.
See this from this angle? I'm just going to say this right now. This is like not a small cliff. It looks like a small cliff, but you have to understand, like, from scale point, this is at least like, I would say something that like nobody sees you in is like probably like around like 10 if not 15 meters or whatever, that like, you know, they're like higher from them, because otherwise like they will see you. Apparently they're not that smart to put a camp protecting this here, on the top, but that's Gnolls for you. So at least you have that advantage
Hey,
going on for you.
that means we have the high ground.
Yes, but it's very high, so they're not seeing you at all, and that's why you're able to see all of them. But the problem is that you're not really on a dropping point that is kind of like normal without you taking tons of damage. So keep that in mind as well.
What if we just use a bunch of ranged attacks and then just snipe them?
None of us have like great ranged attacks.
Like, you have your crossbows, I guess, but not everybody have good range attacks. You're correct.
I have my crossbow.
Yeah, you asshat. Crossbows suck ass. Well, they're fine, but they
Crossbows
suck
are
ass.
awesome, you idiot.
Well,
Frick you.
I mean,
No, idiot Prime.
okay.
No,
Remember, you're idiot Prime.
If you think crossbows suck, then that means your mentality level is that of a second grader.
Right now, your weapons are good for your level, okay? In the future, you could say that crossbow and everything like that are really obsolete, but for now, it's pretty good for what you're supposed to have. Like, you're on the threshold when they're starting to be less useful, or you're going to get a second attack, so it will be useful again. But the point is like, at the moment, this is like the best that you got for range attack, and this is a lot of enemies, so I'm not really 100% sure, honestly.
Okay, but it only looks like there's one way up. What if I just like set that area on fire and then they have to go through fire to escape?
That's an option. Discuss it with yourselves. You don't really need to ask me. Discuss it yourselves. The point is,
That's
I'm not
kinda what
giving you
I'm
answers. You guys need to
Hold
discuss
up.
this yourself.
I was telling them that
Oh, okay.
Hold up.
In that case, I'm sorry.
I could just like set that choke point
What's
on
the
fire.
what's the drop at this point of the cliff?
Like I said, it's probably, I would say 30 feet, if not, maybe a little bit less, maybe I'm a little bit over-exaggerating, like, how much higher you need to be so they will not see you at all? When you're, like, hunched down at the very least. I think, like, 30 feet is, like, a good, like, if it's, like, you know, on kind of, like, side, like a sideway that, like, you can just, like, poke with your head, I think 30 feet is a good one. So 30 feet, basically.
Okay.
Fire looks like a good option here.
So yeah, I think I'm going to work off that strategy. Hallow will be the one that fights in the back and make sure nobody escapes. Let's have the team run in towards the area, then we can have Hallow set our behind us on fire to make sure no one tries to run past us.
Okay.
And I think that would work. How's that sound?
Okay. I mean, I don't have any objections. I get to use fire.
So basically what you're trying to say is, like, some of you are going to attack, let's say, from here. That's what you're trying to do. And then some of you are going to attack with special attacks from here.
Yes.
And then you're going to try to drop on from the sides and then, like, attack them, basically.
Well, if it's too much of a drop, it's probably not safe for us to do.
Do remember, I'm going to say that, this is probably going to be the last time I'm going to say that, just in case. It's like, you have only 2 days to complete both of these camps, so do be careful with spell slots, because you might go to find yourself with some camps that are a little bit bigger, and then, like, you're not able to deal with them because you have nothing, and then you waste an entire day. So be very careful with your abilities. Use them very wisely and not recklessly, basically.
We're going to die.
So yeah, we
Hell
just
yeah.
so we just go around to the slope thing. You guys charge in. I set this area right here on fire, and yeah, let's plan.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Any more objections to that?
Hold up. You have to understand that these
I have
places
one.
are getting, like, smaller in height from this one, so basically around some of these places, you do need to roll a stealth check. Like, to see that you arrive in position. And B, you also need to kind of, like, set up a single for that. So you will not have no issue. So also let's ask one thing: who is staying on the cliff? Who is going to attack right from the front?
I have a different idea.
Okay, let's hear it.
Somewhat different. So we set fire here, here, and here.
Okay.
Here, here, and here.
What if I use my disguise kit?
There's no disguise kit. All right, continue.
oh,
Continue, Grognak.
Whoops.
With this, we'll cut their way out,
What happened
and the
to
fire will
mouse?
spread, making them either go through the fire or through this cliff.
Well, if they can't see us, they probably can't climb it, I would say.
Or at least have an incredibly
They're-
hard time doing such.
They're, as we established already, they're very dumb. If we get a fire here, here, and here, the only way out, which is not covered by fire, will be over here.
Okay, I do actually have a question for DM here.
Yeah.
You said that there would be tents, but you couldn't find any good symbol or whatever for them. Are there actually tents, or because you don't have a little thing to represent them, there are no tents?
They are. There are some kind of basic gnoll tents. They're not like really tents because they're still gnolls. There's levels for their ingenuity, but they are some kind of places that they sleep that they are burnable if that's what you're asking for.
Oh yes, most definitely. That is what I'm asking for.
I thought so, so that's why I said they
Uh.
are. Also, what's happening with my stupid mouse? Stop moving around. Not much.
So what do you think?
Well, here's
If we're able,
problem.
we'll make them come to
Grognak.
us, and they'll be injured because they'll be falling off a cliff.
Okay, there is one problem I see with that though. As soon as we light the first fire, they're gonna practically immediately notice, and so the only way we could do that is if we all light all three of them simultaneously, which is a problem because sure you might have a torch or something, but I'm the only one with fire magic.
Yes, thank you. That's what I was going to bring up as the flaw to this.
I mean, I could just summon a flaming sphere and have it run in and just light everything on fire, but then we won't have a fire at the front as a charge focal point. Everything else will be on fire. I'm still all for just making this the choke point, but it's up to you guys. Shall we take a vote, or?
So the other thing we can do is set fire here while we're waiting over here for them.
True. Okay, so what if? All right. Okay.
So
if we set
I also
fire-
have a burning hands.
Oh, you also have burning. Okay, so here's what we do: we set fire. You set fire over here. I'll be over here setting fire over here. They'll run away from this fire, having they'll run away from the fire over here, trying to escape
Just
up here.
asking for you.
Yeah.
Just for your sake of purposes. So basically, just who are you going to you're going to do two places of fire simultaneously here and here, here and here, basically. And you're going to split the groups into two, or they're only going to
That's
be
what we're
one on the
currently
cliff? How many people are you going to live on the cliff? That's my question.
I would be completely useless on the cliff, I would say.
Yeah, only people with at least semi-decent ranged options should be there.
I literally only have the crossbow, and I've not had
K-Boat
good luck
has-
in shooting it.
K-Boat, for example, has Eldlich Blast, so I think if you want to live him there, he should be fine. Also, he's a warlock. Also, have his amulet that I believe he can use if he want to. So technically, you could leave him as like a mini tank by himself if that's what you guys are going for to at least hold the front. But that's honestly up to you.
All right, so we just leave him and the dwarf there, and then the other three of us coming around to this end.
You know, there's one other thing we can do.
Okay.
We can set fire over here twice and make it a big fire. So they'll come over and try and take it out. Meaning that over here, the defenses will be weaker.
Well, that's saying they would try to put it out. Do you think they have a way of doing so efficiently? Because if they don't have a way of doing so, they would probably just flee from it.
I don't know, I'm not a Gnoll.
Okay, well, you're the dumbest one. You probably have the brain of a Gnoll. What would happen?
See, because
I
I'm
think
the
you're
dumbest one, I wasn't
overestimating.
paying attention. Explain it.
God damn it.
You walked right into that one.
I say we just go boom boom.
So you have technically four
That should work.
options that you guys gave. So you have the one that you only light fire here. That's it. You have the one that you light here and here as well. You have the options that you light here twice, which is like here twice, and then you have the option that you light here, here, and here. Those are the options that I heard, if I remember that correctly. Correct?
I personally just like the fire here.
Okay.
So this is like the main area where they could escape to. So I think that's probably the place that we should go, light fire, or else they could get away and then they can overpower us with them outnumbers. You know, numbers.
I think it's fine to leave Cable on this hill to do the fire. He just, needs to be smart and, I don't know,
You also
use that
have range
amulet.
attack. You also forget that, all of you. He has some good range attack, by the way. I think he has the best range attack out of all of you.
Wait,
He can
how
still
tall
just...
is this tree?
Roll. I would say 20 feet. It's pretty tall. It's not like super tall, but it's pretty tall. 20 feet, I think, is actually too much for a tree, right? Or it's okay. I'm not sure.
It depends on the
Is it
tree.
somewhat,
Feet
is
and
For
it
a
somewhat
very
on the level
feet and
of the
basic
meters
tree,
always
I would say
lower than
30
the cliff?
feet.
Feet and meter always confuse me, so that's why I'm kind of like giving a little bit more higher number sometimes, or smaller numbers, because feet and meters really confuse me.
If it's just
So I assume it's lower than this cliff.
It's a little bit lower than this cliff, yeah.
Damn it, we need to be smart about this.
Okay, we still need to select a plan. So which plan are we doing?
Wait, is this a tree or a way out? Or is this grass over here?
Yeah, that's a good question. Is this area right here part of the cliff? Or is it a really wide way out?
You're asking me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it took me a second. Here Here, it's
God,
kind.
what
Is it a
what this?
way out or is it part of the cliff?
It's
Over here.
It's not like. It's kind of like a way out, but if you're going to set fire like around here, it will pretty much like just going to cover it pretty quickly. If like you're set for the tree on fire, this like will fall and just like basically at least will just like cover this, and then like the rest of it's just like the ashes will just start to go through here. So it will fall pretty quickly and just like close itself if that's what you're worried about.
Yes, that
And
was
technically,
worried.
if that's
So
what you're talking about, then technically also this place can count as a place that they can run away. So, you know. And technically, if we're speaking
Alright,
about
that
that, they
means
can
it's
just
more-
basically can jump off
Fire.
here from not up too high, risk of breaking their legs and still, like, you know, just basically save themselves or something. I don't know. Or jump high or something. I don't know, kind of weird.
Well, that's why my first plan was setting fire here, here, and here, so
this
they'll
map
have
is
to jump from
confusing.
here.
This map is confusing.
but we don't have that much fire.
Yep.
Yeah, but we don't have that much fire. Yeah.
So let's just
That
set
is
fire
bad.
here.
So yes,
So who is going
I think
to be
it's
in
pretty
charge
much sound that
So let me
four
get
of
this.
us will be on this other side and
Okay,
sneak
so
around.
let me get this straight.
Question is, yeah,
Let me get this straight. So we're going to have here, here. I'm just throwing them here, here, and let's say this guy is going to be around here. Let's say, or holding the choke point here, and then Cable is just going to be like running around here and just like taking care of the stragglers over and over again. Basically, that's your plan. That's kind of like what you're going for. Also, this need to move here, so I will be able to return all of you safely up.
It's better than what I was thinking. So let's say yes.
yeah.
I like that's kind of like what I understand. So if it's better, don't listen to me. Anyway. Anyway, so the point
I like
is.
that idea better. Let's go with that one.
So basically, you have a guy that you want him to patrol here. You want Cable to be the patroller here, and then the three of you are going to be around here. That's the point. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
pretty much.
Mundane, since this is your idea, you're taking charge.
So how are we
Fine.
explaining that to
Okay, I
Eldlich?
guess.
How do you explain that to Eldlich, basically? What do you want to do?
We just want him to go around to the
Explain
side,
in-game,
right over
in-game,
here.
in conversation. I want to hear a conversation. That's the
Oh,
point.
Billy, conversations. I don't like those. Let me think. Hey, you, the dwarf.
There's two of them.
What?
There are
Come
two
on.
of us. Decide about one. The hill or the mountain dwarf, if you don't remember my name. I'm the mountain dwarf, if you don't remember
The
my name.
not idiot dwarf.
I can
Okay,
live with that
what
too.
can I do for you?
Hey, Grognak, you're the idiot dwarf. Remember?
Dang it.
Uh,
Anyway.
Eldlich, or whatever your name is. Yeah, that one. All right, cool. So here's what's going on. We're gonna set a fire, a big fire. You're gonna go around the edge and make sure people don't try to run the other way of the fire.
Okay.
Simple enough.
Sure. He's okay with that.
What was that roll for?
It's my role for something. That's not your concern.
But now I'm concerned.
Good.
Are you ready to doobie doobie dooba our way over and around?
We do need to be very quiet when we're going around. So,
All right. So are we gonna roll stealth and attempt this then?
he's going to roll stealth with advantage because he's going to a very, very small place. Like, you know, he's going to, like, almost their, like, place that they will see him. But, like, from this to here, there, like, from here to here, they're almost not going to see him. The only problem is like around here-ish. And he rolled with his advantage in that 20, so he's fine. What about you guys?
All right.
Roll
It's
then.
time to sneak.
Good. Good. You don't need to sneak there, K-Bolt. You're staying on the cliff. You're fine.
Oh, god
Thank
damn
you.
it, Jackal.
Snake, snake, snake. Okay. Basically,
Hey, be happy it's not that one.
basically, well, the both of you rolled pretty well, so I'm not sure how I want to handle this. Do I want to, like, there are three options here. Do I give you all individually, so, like, basically you two make it and then we'll have Gorgnak problem? To all of
Screw
you
over
problems,
Gorgnak, yeah.
because it makes more sense, because, you know, all of you are sneaking together, or because you guys are all, like, together, we're going to do, like, an overall score and, like, divide it by that and then, like, decide what it is, basically. Let me give me a second for this. Okay, so if I'll decide the divide thing, which I think is the one that makes more sense, okay. You're okay anyway. They basically, the guy that is here kind of like didn't really, like, from which side are you going? From the same, like, this side down the cliff, or this side?
I think we'd be going from this side.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically,
Yeah, okay. That's fine.
okay. Wow, these guys are not really hearing you that well. That's surprising. There's only like one wolf that like started
Even
to
me?
bark. Like, yeah, there's one, like, I'm going to do like the overall score as like a whole. So there's one wolf that is kind of like a little bit barking, but is like, it's not really a big deal. Like, they're kind of like looking around, but they're not able to find anything. They're kind of like, they're not very smart, let's just say that. Like, they're starting to send people, but it's like, they're not seeing anything. Like, they're kind of like smelling around and they're not finding anything because they're not really smart enough to go too far. And now I need you to roll me another stealth roll to arrive to here.
Oh, there's two? Oh.
I mean, that's
Oh
like
my.
the instance.
Did not expect or know this. Okay. That's a problem. Here I guess we roll again then, huh?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to expect a nat 1 immediately. Okay, still pretty good. And that's actually extra hilarious.
Better
because
than the last
Gorgnak
time.
did better than last time. Oh wow. Okay.
Progress.
Oh wow. Okay. So basically, you guys are making it here.
I mean, who said we wanted to do this last part sneakily? We could just set fire immediately.
Yeah. So basically, what's happened is like this. I don't know. Arrange yourself the way that you want to. But basically, are you guys going to set the fire right now? So basically, you arrive here. The two guys here don't hear you, but there is a guy that like you're noticing is kind of like really going like very like kind of like howling and like start walking to your side. Everybody looks at him like he's kind of crazy or something, but it's like he's still walking to see if you guys are there or anybody is there. And that's now is your only chance to set things on fire before they will start everything.
Okay. Well, I guess I should start the flames, huh, guys?
So what's your spell that you're using?
I'm going to be using a handy-dandy spell known as Flaming Sphere.
Flaming Spear. I mean, this is a tree, doesn't have the ability to roll any saving throws, it's only damage on it, so let's see how fast it's catching fire, basically. I think that's how that works, right? Because it's not a moving creature. So it's kind of like
When the tree
receiving
starts
damage.
moving?
I'm talking about normal trees, not like fairy tale trees. So roll damage. Let's see how high that gets.
Let's see
2d6, I
here.
believe, right? Okay, okay. It's a little bit better than what I expected. So it's catching fire. It will unfortunately not fall this turn, but it give you the ability to kind of like start running away and like at the very least like it's burning fast. The problem is it's not fast enough to fall, but people are like they start to looking at this direction basically all of them. So you
Should we
got your
roll initiative
attention.
now?
You got their attention. It's like if you're able to guard this from like one turn, like it will cover the entire thing basically. So you can make your way with your actions. Who is supposed to arrive here and like safeguard this, and then like you can just like move in, and you'll have no problem to kind of like defend that. Like it will set everything on fire a lot more faster. So it's like you set the grass on fire as well. It's fine. It's just going to take a little bit, like a turn or two, until like it will just fully close everything. So who's moving around here to close this place off for defending?
I will definitely. Oh, that's not the move one. Right here or where you want.
Enough. Who's else? Okay. Gorgonek is going to be around here-ish, I guess.
I think I'll be somewhere in the middle, if anything.
I think that's the best place to be staying in the middle, because this is still a tree. You cannot really stand on a tree. You can stand under a tree, but this tree is on fire.
And I forgot my barbecue equipment.
Okay, so...
Jacollo.
Oh, whoops.
That's
Sorry, I
fine.
didn't mean to roll that.
That's fine.
Is it initiative time anyways,
We'll
or?
save it for later. We'll save this roll for later.
Save
I'll
it
take a
for
7
me.
if I have to.
I didn't say anything, so I will not force you yet. So let me set up everything for the stage, I guess. So basically, like I said, this, which I need to take my pen, this is kind of like on fire or whatever. It's blue fire, but I don't care. Basically, in a turn, it's just going to cover up the entire thing here, which I'm going to just delete right now. So the point is, it's like this is right now a thing, apparently. And it's around here. It's just going to cover up the entire exits only in a turn. So for now, this is what we have. So the Gnolls are all starting to pay attention, as well as their wolves, and they're kind of like seeing these three weird creatures that are kind of like setting things on fire. And some of them are going to start panic and trying to run away. The smaller ones are the ones that are going to start running away, so this one is going to try to run away. This one is going to kind of try to pass through you. This one is going to try to pass through here. We're obviously going to throw initiatives, but like I'm just going to give you like the idea. Like the smaller ones are the ones that like going to try to run away because they're like the less important ones. They're not commanders, so these kind of guys are going to try to run away. These will try to attack you because they're wolves, but they'll also be very, very afraid if you will be around the fire because fire is something they don't like. But these guys are the guys that are going to like fight you head on if you're going to do stuff, because these are like the big gnolls that they're going to fight you. So basically that's what's going on. There's a chaos a little bit. Some of them are trying to like kind of like what do you call it, like climb the cliffs. The wolves are kind of like they're not really afraid right now, but they're not really there getting closer at least to the fire. And some of the bigger ones are kind of like starting to shout commands and kind of like asking for order, for what those orders are able to be. And now you're allowed to roll your initiatives. MGBK. Then we have BN,
Hey, Prime Idiot.
SN, and W.
No, I think
No.
only we three are in this.
Oh, and also Eldlich.
Right.
I'm up here on this cliff. Am I really rolling initiative?
Yes, because you're gonna be
Everybody
hitting him
rolls
too.
initiative. Everybody rolls initiative.
Yeah, you're gonna be attacking.
What if
him too.
I don't want to fight though? Let's
Well,
just make peace.
Well, technically, they're unaware of him being there.
They're
I mean,
not
he still
aware
has to roll
of. They're
initiative
not
if he
aware of
wants
him
to
being
attack.
there. Technically,
Fair enough.
Let's
I
just
guess.
make
technically,
peace.
he has attack of opportunity, but like you have to understand that every round takes 6 seconds, and even if that is the case, and he has
He'll have to
technically
do the
attack of
initiative
opportunity,
once he.
it's technically
I
a
got a nice
reaction of
roll.
sort. It's technically a reaction of sort. It's not going to be the, the main thing. So 3, 9, and 18, and then for this one is going to be. Ooh, that's actually a pretty good one for him. 20 as well, but you're faster. Actually, no, you're tied for speed, but the M character is later, so you can be first. Then these guys are going to be a little bit faster. These guys are also a little bit faster, and then Wolfies are this. Okay, so the first one is mundane to start things off. Like I said, everything is on fire, and once we'll get back to you that the entire path is going to be closed off. For now, it's not closed off yet.
Okay.
So,
Well, let's see. What do I want to do? I'll probably just walk up and stab something, probably.
so the one that's going to try to run through you, one of those.
So yeah, I think I'll just go right over here and stab that guy.
Okay. So go for it.
All right.
Since he's panicking, I forgot to mention you can take a little bit of advantage this time because they're kind of panicking. The small ones, it will take time for them to kind of go out of panic. So you hit this one. So roll damage.
That's the slashing damage.
That's nice. That's very nice. Anything else you wish to
Okay.
do?
Yes, actually.
Okay.
I want to move my flaming sphere over here.
Which is? Okay, so we're
Right here.
to draw a small sphere around here. I guess it's not really a sphere, but you get what it's supposed to be.
It does the job.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Apparently, my
Alright
mouse
then.
I think is running out of batteries, so that's why it's acting so weird. Anyway,
And that's all I'll do this turn.
okay. So now we have Mr. Edric or Eldlich, as for we named him for some stupid reason, and he is going to basically pull up his, I guess, axe. It's supposed to be axe, but it shows on the picture hammer. I don't care. He's pulled up his axe and he's just axing the nearest gnoll. Haha. He's going to ask him a question. And that is a very good roll for him. My god, I'm rolling really, really well with him. Which is good for you guys. That's pretty decent amount of damage. That is going to be 15 points of damage. That's pretty good, actually, for him. So, yeah, that's going to be what he's going to do, and then he's going to do a second attack. And that attack, unfortunately, misses. But this gnoll right here is very, very hurt by this big swing, and why are you opening up this bar? This gnoll is very hit. And that does it for his turn. Now is the turn of Bobby, the warrior. Our warrior.
Hell yeah. So, think first thing I gotta go for immediately. Wait, hold up. Do I not have it on here? Do I not have the ability clickable yet? I thought I did. Could be crazy. Oh wait, no, it's in features. Okay. So we're going shield reflects
On who?
out, this way.
Yeah, Shield Reflect that I gave you is so broken. It's so broken, I love it. So
So-
is it 20 feet from you, like in a cone, or like 20 feet just general?
20 feet in like a cone of like the direction
Yeah,
I'm
I think that
pointing
makes
it.
sense because
So-
it's a cone for like the people like around you, like from your shield. So basically, it will not hit Gorgnak because he's like in the same line of sight of you, or Mundane. So
yeah, I'm pointing it
basically-
out this way. So
Basically, give me the 20. Just give me the choke point of 20. Okay, good. So something around like here, I guess. Something like that. Like that. I think
yeah, pretty much.
it's kind of like that. Like this is pretty much the people are you going to hit. Like you're not going to hit anybody else because these are out
And
of
let's
your
see.
range. Like this is where you are able to see. This is not where you are able to see anymore because like these are like in a way that like they're kind of like standing already behind your cone of shield. So this guy to this guy basically are your targets. Okay, so I need to roll a few rolls. God, this ability is so great.
I'll do for how long?
2 rounds is pretty impressive. That's a fail. How many characters we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I rolled a 6. And that's a 7. Okay, so who got the condition? Basically, everybody beside this guy got the condition. So I'm going to add this condition, which is this one, to everybody beside one of the big guys, which didn't get this condition. Not this guy, this guy. The guy in front of you got the condition, as well as this guy. So yeah, all of these got the condition. This is the only guy that didn't get hit by it. Okay?
Shield Reflect 2 broke.
Anything else? Bobby? Are you alive?
Alright, and now we'll do the very basic
Which is?
hit with the sword on this guy
Who's
who's
this guy?
diagonal to me. That's blinded.
This one? The big
Yes.
one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, hold up.
Does your
So,
sword has the ability...
if they're blinded,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
if they're blinded, what happens? I take the advantage, correct?
Yes.
So if does
Is
that work for my
19 count as a crit for you? Or it's not?
I have the proved critical.
So if that is the case, yes, it's counted as a critical.
Alright. I thought it may have been only on if you got it without the advantage for a second, so I did not
So
know for sure.
basically
But
double everything beside the the ability score modifier. Everything beside that when you roll damage. As usual. So roll damage, and that is going to be 10 plus... That's going to be 17. It's going to be 17, I believe, right? Yeah, 17. 17 damage
Yes.
for this guy. Correct?
yep.
Okay, so that's pretty impressive. Anything else?
Nope, that'll be it for me.
Okay. So next up the list is the wolves. Okay, so these 3 wolves like have the status are just not able to see. It doesn't really matter for them, right? So they're not going to do anything. Then these 3 wolves, which is this guy, and this guy, and this guy. So let's see. This one is able to make his way over here, which that's what it's going to do over here. technically this one's able to make his way over here. And this one is also able to make his way over here. Like, wolves are basically, I think, not your top priority if they're going to run away, I guess, right? Or you do care about killing those as well.
If they die along the way, they die along the way.
I think,
They're last in the chain, though
yeah,
we want to be
I think
absolute
you want
murderers.
to kill them, I guess, like if I'm thinking this correctly, you want to kill them to tie all loose ends, but if one of or two run away, you will be able to basically like come up with a plan before they will be able to run to one of the other camps and be found. That's what you're trying to say. Okay. So basically one of them is going to pass your attack of opportunity range, mundane. So let's see if you're able to slow him down. That's 24, roll damage.
Six.
Okay, 6. Let's see if he died. Just give me a second, because wolves are not like a big, strong animal. They're still animals. Second. No, I believe he's able to survive it, but like he's kind of limping. So he's able to kind of like go up to here, basically. Up to here. He's kind of like trying to dash, but he's kind of like limping because of your attack, so he's kind of like only able to make it here. So if you're not killing him next turn, he will be able to run away, but I think that's less of a concern. Then again, he's technically on the area of almost the fire, so we'll see about that for him. Then this guy is going to try to attack Eldlich, and let's see if he's able to do anything. That will be a miss, so we're not able to do that, and then the other one is trying to run away again, so let's see if he's able to do that. And he's able to run away, no problems. To dash basically up to from here-ish to here-ish. He's able to kind of like dash off the map.
Those aren't smart creatures, right? They can't talk, or can they?
Wolves cannot talk.
Wolves cannot talk, but you don't know if they'll be able to do something or two. Like you're not concerned. These are wolves, basically.
Comes a Disney movie where the animals can talk. You're like, what?
Anyway, that's... Oh wow,
yeah.
I mistakenly like get closed way too much to the map. Anyway, that's pretty much does it for the wolves' turn. Now is... Who is W again? Oh, W is the wolves. Then next up the chain is... Who is SN? That's little Gnolls. So the little Gnolls... this one is going to try to climb off the cliff. Let's see if he's able to. That will be a miss. He falls and not able to get up yet. This one's going to try to do the same. This one is able to climb a little bit, but he's not like able to make it to the top yet. This one is going to try to do the same thing. And he's going to miserably fail as well. And you probably also see that he kind of like broke his legs because a nat 1. So that's fun for him. This one is going to try to make it over here. Let's see how much long of a distance this here. Yeah, he's able to make himself over here. And this one is going to try to attack Eldlich because he hit him very, very hard. And that will be a miss. Then this one will try to attack Mundane. What is your armor class, Mundane?
16.
Okay, so that I believe will be a hit. Let's see how much damage. Let's see how much damage. Damage is 5 for you. And then this one is not able to see, so he's kind of like flailing around. This one, same thing. This one's trying to climb from here. And he actually is able to kind of like get to the top. Almost. So that's a little bit of a problem. And then this one is also going to try to kind of like go through Gordnak, and he is not able to hit Gordnak. And that does it for their turn. Now we'll move on into the other ones, which are 9 is Gorgnak. Gorgnak, what are you going to do? Gorgnak?
Okay, so Gorgnak looks at the Gnoll, starts doing his knuckles. I'm glad you came over. I punch him in the face.
Punch him or hit him with the hammer?
No, I'm punching him in the face. Gorgnak needs to get off some steam.
So that's mean rage?
His barbarian is showing. Yes.
Okay. So how is that going to work for damage? Because you know that technically attacking with your fists is basically 1 damage. Technically, unless you're proficient. So it's technically 1 damage. Plus your attack, or should I say not attack, your strength modifier. So give me rage again as your ability. I want to see it on the screen. While raging, you gain following benefits. You have advantage on strength. When you make a melee attack, you gain bonus damage roll that increase your gain levels as a barbarian. I believe for you, I don't know what it is right now. We'll check in a second.
It's plus.
Then
It should be plus 10.
resistance.
Oh.
Okay. So roll for attack, basically.
I also have this.
So
Yeah.
give me a second. Frenzy. Starting from this path at level 3, you can go into Frenzy Rage, and if you do so, for the duration of the rage, you can make a single melee attack as a bonus attack. Did I give you this? I believe I gave you this. You didn't give it to yourself, right? I did give you this.
No, I didn't. No,
You
I
didn't.
did not.
Yeah, it's
I
a
did
normal
not.
it's a barbarian thing.
I know, but you should have asked me, because I'm not
I
really...
didn't add anything.
Yeah, I did.
I
so,
never added any
So I
features.
added myself. That's what I asked.
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, so rage damage is +2 still because you're level 4. Okay, and then you have the ability. So basically, roll the 2 attacks, which are attack for the punch and the attack for the hammer, I guess. Oh, my thingy.
If I'm,
hurts.
I think my hammer is two-handed, so I won't be able to punch him
So what are you
if
going
I'm
to do?
wielding the warhammer.
Knife? What do you have else? I mean, you can punch him and
I
then,
have-
follow it up with a hammer swing. I don't think it's that difficult. We can
Oh,
fluff
okay.
this.
Okay, let's go for the punch first. So that'll be just a d24 if I hit him.
D20 plus strength. Which is...
Oh.
What is your strength modifier?
2.
Is that the 13? That will be let's see. That will be a miss. And then the other is a weapon swing. That will be a hit. Plus 2 for
Okay,
damage. That will be 11 damage for Mr. Gnolly. Anything else you can do, or that's it?
I yell at him to get back here, so I can punch him.
Okay.
And I curse Eldlich under my breath.
Okay, that's fair. That does it for your turn then. Now it's the turn of the big gnolls, and the only big gnoll that care about anything. So basically this gnoll is, funny enough, is going to try to kind of bring this one down for being an idiot. So let's see if he's able to do that. And he is able to do that, so you have one less problem to deal with, Cables. And then, after he's doing that, he's going to kind of get back to this totem, specifically, and he's going to start drumming on it very, very hardly. It's kind of like you start hearing a big drum sound. And then this one is going to go right here, and he's going to try to attack Bobby. And that would be, let's see, that would be, what is your armor class, Bobby, 20 or 19?
20, yes. 20.
20, that will be a miss by 1.
You can never hurt me.
That does it for them, and now is Cable turn. And I remind you that this guy basically almost made it up to the cliff, so if you're not able to get him down, he's going to run away and get help or something.
Yeah, I'm not that much of an idiot that I need to be reminded of that.
Well, you seem rebellious to a certain extent.
I'm not...
Well, I have been
Tied on
kind
the
of
mission
rebellious
here.
today, so why don't I just walk in the completely opposite direction?
I'm not doing it because of that, because I want to remind you because this is my job, so stop it.
I know.
Anyway.
I know.
Anyway.
Yeah, so could I run up to this guy?
Let's see, I'm pretty sure you can. Yeah, it's good
How-
enough. It's basically the exact range you can go by walking. And stop getting smaller.
Okay, I'm gonna run up to this guy, and could I like kind of push him and like do like a trick where I stab him, and then like push him off the edge of this cliff with my foot, like like I like stab him and then I kick him down
Okay, roll for
to do
attack.
maximum amount of damage.
Roll on attack. Roll on attack. Just a straight attack. With
Wait.
your bonuses for your best weapon, basically. Roll your weapon for an attack. I'm going to use that for the gauge.
Alright, weapon, boom.
Okay.
Sword.
Let's see, what about him?
Cliff is going up or going down from this level?
It's kind of like a little bit of a weird image that it's kind of like can be looked as going up or down. It's going up for what I believe in.
Okay, so
This is basically the lower part, and this one is going to be the higher.
this area is higher than this one. It's on a higher elevation.
This one, yes. This one is higher than this one. This one is the lowest one.
Okay, thank you.
Anyway, you're able to hit him. He's going to try to still hold, but we're going to roll again for him to see if he's able to hold. And that's a nat 1, and he falls down. So you killed him, because he failed very miserably.
Let's go.
Because you dealt to him also, I believe, a decent number of damage to die. So he's dead. Anything else?
And then
wish to
also
do?
set an example
Yeah.
for everyone else. Don't escape or else you deal with the dragon.
Anything else you wish to do? That you can do?
Should I try putting like hex on someone?
I mean, you can if you want to. If you want to give somebody a disadvantage or something that you can see. You can do that. You don't have to if you feel like you're going to waste your spells.
No, what do you guys think? Should I, looks like there's a lot of targets and there's going to be a lot of killing.
You are a warlock, so you will recover your spells after a short rest. So you are better in that department than anybody else.
If you want to hit one of the commanders that don't have something on them, go ahead.
You have
I think I should.
this one.
It'll help.
Opening up this one over here ish, and this one in front of Bobby. Who
Wait,
are those? you hit?
Eldritch Blast is a cantrip?
What?
Is Eldritch Blast a cantrip?
Eldlich Blast
Yes.
is a cantrip, but is counted as an action.
Okay.
So that's why it will
Good.
not work. Also, this can go away. Where is that?
Okay.
Or I think I could also do burning hands.
I don't think so, because you are not
Set
really in
even more
range
fire.
for that. Are you in a range for burning hands?
Set even more fire.
What if I just kind of light this area here?
I think it's
Or
an
something.
action, and you cannot do that. If it's an action, you cannot do that. You already used your attack. You used your action to kind of deal with this guy and make him fall off a cliff. So we need to do a bonus action, not a full action.
Okay, I'm just gonna use hex.
On who?
Bam.
Give me the target. Paying the target.
All right.
paint the target.
Let's see. Should I?
This one
Oh, which
or this one, if you're going for the big commanders.
guy should I target?
This
Well,
guy's...
this one's the closest to them.
Do the one close. Once I kill it, you can just switch the target over to the other commander.
Also decide
so-
the
I'm gonna do this one.
what I call it. Decide the ability that you're going to have disadvantage on. Which ability you want them to have
How
disadvantage?
about?
Strength. Strength doesn't count for attacks, by the way. It just means for checks and stuff like that. Strength, dexterity, constitution, wisdom, intelligence, or charisma.
Should we just do strength?
Strength, like I said, it doesn't really. If you want to do for strength,
It doesn't really do much.
but it does.
Dexterity and
work
Constitution is probably like the best one.
on- I think if you're talking about like physical characters,
I think most of the time I do dexterity, so I'm just gonna stick with that.
I go for Dex, and this one is need to be switched for another symbol, just because I want to. Anyway, so this one is your hit by Dex, and that's going to end it for your turn, correct?
Yes.
And I think that's a good point before we'll start moving on into what's going to happen up next round, because next round something very interesting is happening as this Gnoll specifically keep drumming on the totem. So we're going to save that for next round and for part B. See you then.